I am Derek trying to summarize some of the points that you have raised. So maybe it's not the full exhaustive version, but thanks to Sir Mel's documentation, we'll be able to look at the transcript and see. Pero these are from what we noticed are the salient points that have been emerging in our early discussions. First is, in terms of low-hanging fruits, tayo-tayo na mismo in our own spirit of volunteerism, we can be the ones who integrate social enterprise already in our teaching flavor. Kumbaga, tayo na yung bahala on how we can implement it in our own universities. Although it will be good if it will be initiated on a policy level, but seeing that we have a wealth of scholars and practitioners inside this room, we can be the ones starting the movement sa bottom, or at least the middle part. So in terms of that one, there's also a point wherein we might want to revisit traditional concepts that we've been teaching for strategic management or traditional business management and accountancy. Maybe we'd like to know more about, for those who have won awards or for those who are being successful, how can we reverse engineer what they did, and based on what they did, is it still applicable to the ones we're teaching, or is it high time that we revise our textbooks, our modules, or our teaching material? So it's one of the things that we can look forward in the short to mid-term future as well. Second, one of the points would be, it would be ideal if the school could be able to dedicate certain social enterprise centers. And for this to happen, we need buy-in from the top-level decision makers. And another challenge for this one is, how do we work with the need for compliance and the need to submit to some policies by our respective regulatory bodies. But this will be ideal in terms of really institutionalizing social enterprises. The third one is, we should be able to leverage on our existing resources and networks. I've heard from different universities, meron tayong kanya-kanya mga so-called comparative advantages. For example, DLSAU will have farms. Some universities for far-flung areas will have their own unique context on what social problems solve. So we can continue leveraging on this, but at least this venue gave us an opportunity to find ways to collaborate moving forward. Na if, for example, it's hard, one of the universities is hard to go into, is there a way for us to collaborate with government, with other organizations para hindi yung sila kailangan pumunta? What if we bring the competition, for example, to them, or we bring the research and resources to them? But it will need resources that will be pulled from our ecosystem players. Another insight is, we should be able to train the trainers or educate the educators. Now, although we have the drive, the passion, one of the tricky things is the field is, although matagal na siyang nare-research, matagal na siyang tinuturo, it's still constantly evolving and emerging. So we need passionate individuals, passionate educators, and networks that will help push. Kumbaga, parang hindi tayo maiwan na inertia. Now we're slowly moving towards advocating it. So how do we continue equipping ourselves, learning about the different things that we have to learn, especially linked to the next point, that given the fourth industrial revolution, and given that we are encountering disruptions in different industries, it might not be a far-fetched idea that baka education itself might be disrupted. So how do we think of ways wherein we are responding to the call of trying to be anti-fragile in a sense, but we have set curriculum, and sometimes since we need to comply, we have no choice. Pero the reality is, there are other venues for education, mga MOOCs or the massive online open courses. We have other online master degree programs, or mamaya next time, meron ng online bachelor's degree programs. How can we think of those things, but at the same time, we put the social development aspect, or the social enterprise aspect to it? And with this one, we should be mindful. One of the challenges with SE as well is thinking in terms of the scale, or maybe the global or regional perspective. But at the same time, we should be mindful of the local aspect. So some textbooks will call it thinking globally, global and local at the same time. How could we come up with practices? How can we come up with best practices in education that is somewhat standardized to an extent, so we have a minimum expected competency from students, but at the same time, we do not lose sight of the unique culture or unique context of our respective education. system. So with all of these combined, I like now to start. Although medyo konti na lang yung time, but hopefully, you can still provide your insights about this one. And maybe related din siya with teaching as well. We want to understand now how do we do research on social enterprises. So the guide questions here are similar to the previous slide wherein it's just asking about meron na bang mga dedicated centers, sub-centers, institutions, sub-units within your university doing research on social enterprises. And how do we approach it? For example, for LaSalle, one of the dominant trends is we need to be so-called a research university. And part of being a research university, we have to be able to publish research in index index journals, that particular case. Tapos, in some universities, I think I was able to see a document from share data wherein some of the researches, at least you're cataloging kung ano yung mga research publications that you have. But not all universities have the pressure to publish or perish. But at least when I speak for LaSalle, nararamdaman namin that for us to be permanent, we have to publish research. Nagiging ganun na yung trend. So, maybe you can share your experiences. Baga, if you're doing research, what kind of research are you doing? Or if you're not doing research, what opportunities based on the sharings of our peers and colleagues here can we tap on so that we can advance social enterprise, not just a field for teaching and practice, but important since we are educators in higher educational institutions, how do we properly research social enterprises?